It's that time of the year again. The January transfer window is open, and it's the video where I put forward one player your championship club should sign this winter. Let's go. As always, your job in the comment section is so important. I need you to tell me which position you think your club should strengthen, because this window is so important. So many fates to be decided. Over 70% of the people that watch this podcast on a regular basis aren't yet subscribed. If that's one of you, please make sure you change that. We're on the road to 11,000 as we kickstart in 2025. Let's begin with Portsmouth. For Pompey, I'm putting forward Caelan Casey. Now, Portsmouth have had their struggles at the back so far this season, not just with the defenders on the pitch, but some key injuries in that department too. And that's why I think some extra reinforcements wouldn't go amiss this January. Regular Premier League football might come too soon this season for Caelan Casey, with only substitute appearances so far. But a first professional loan into the Championship, I think, could be beneficial for all parties involved. The England Under-20 international is so highly rated within the West Ham Academy, deemed a physical presence in both boxes and a comfortable ball player as well. Pompey must recruit at least one central defender this January, and I think a low-risk loan deal for Casey should be on their radar. QPR are crying out for a natural creator. They've accumulated the third lowest XG in the division, and that must change. Introducing Peterborough's Joel Randall. Now, Posh might be struggling in League One, but that never stops them from churning out another sellable asset to the champ. And I think it might now be time for Randall's move to the Championship. So far this season, Randall's racked up 7 goal involvements and created 21 chances. That season in the top 8% for that metric in the league below. He's dainty with the ball at his feet. He loves to find the half spaces. I think it could be the element of stardust that QPR have been missing so far. Joel Randall to QPR, let's make it happen. This could be an ambitious one for Hull City, but according to reports, Ollie McBurney is available for a Championship return in January. And for some reason, I can see Hull City in the running. Hull have the second worst goals versus XG metric in the Championship, which essentially means they're missing loads of chances they should be converting. A proven goal scorer should be on the list this winter, and who better than a striker that scored 44 goals at this level in his career already. Ollie McBurney to Hull City. Call me crazy, but I think it can work. This Plymouth Argyle midfield is in desperate need of a critical refresh in January, and I think Paris Maghoma would add a whole new dynamic to the team. An injury in the summer prevented him from a summer move after a brilliant loan spell at Bolton, but now he's back, and I think a Championship loan move really should be on the cards. Maghoma brings at least 2 things that Plymouth are severely lacking at this moment in time: flair and dynamism. He sat in the top 1% for successful dribbles in League One last season, created 36 chances and racked up 12 goal involvements. Reports are suggesting Brentford are looking to loan out the progressive playmaker again, this time to the champ. If true, Plymouth should be absolutely all over it. Further creativity should be on the agenda for Cardiff this January, and I think I found them just the man. He's Norwegian, he's an attacking midfielder, he's blonde. It's Theo Asgard. He often operates as a central or slightly advanced midfielder, and he can really showcase his creativity, close control and flair in the final third often. In fact, he sits in the top 8% for touches inside the opposition box compared to all other League One midfielders. He's a right handful. With already 7 goals and 16 chances created for Wigan this season, the 22-year-old would add something rather different, an edge to Cardiff that they are in need of right now. Luton are crying out for some creativity from the central areas of the pitch, and I think Lewis Wing would be a really sensible addition. Wing's game is built on vision and a deadly passing range. He has the ability to pick out a game-changing pass and the vision to stretch the play quickly and deliver key through balls into the final third. For Reading this season, he's already racked up 8 goal involvements, sitting in the top 3% for chances created and the top 3% also for successful passes. At 29, is probably not a long-term fix to Luton's creative issues, but at things right now as it is, I think it's a logical low-risk move. Preston should be searching for a bit of stardust this winter, and that's why I'm putting forward Harvey Knibbs from Reading. Able to play in the wide areas and centrally so far this season, he's picked up 8 goal involvements and created 18 chances for his fellow Royals. The technical player is also brilliantly hard working in League One this season. He sits in the top 10% for interceptions and duels won for a midfielder. Reading are worried about losing key players this January. I think Harvey Knibbs could be one on the move. Preston, they should be all over it. For Oxford United, I'm putting forward Ethan Arahan. Now, we need quite a bit this winter, but a central midfielder I think should remain on the list. Competition will be high for Lincoln's midfielder in January, but I think it's now finally time for him to show his abilities in the league above. On the ball, he's elegant, so composed, and almost glides around the central areas of the pitch with ease. The all-round midfielder has accumulated the most interceptions in League One so far this season, making a total of 112 defensive recoveries. Arahan is the type of profile Oxford are crying out for in the middle of the park. He won't be cheap, and there'll be plenty of competition, but he could really be the difference between survival and, brutally, relegation. At Coventry, I've put forward Ronnie Edwards. Now, the move to the Premier League for Edwards may have come a tad too soon, but a move to the Championship could be a sensible way forward. Coventry are looking for a centre-back this January, and I think if a loan move could be struck with Southampton, I think Ronnie Edwards would be a brilliant fit. With the football Frank Lampard wants to play, I really don't see a problem stylistically. His pace will be perfect in high line, as ball-playing abilities would be game-changing. In League One last season, he attempted and successfully completed the most passes for a central defender, whilst also racking up the highest number of touches. Like most of these suggestions, if Coventry do attempt this deal, there definitely won't be a loan. Maybe a bit of a frank persuasion job could be on the cards. We'll wait and see, but I think Ronnie Edwards to Coventry would be a really good move. Derby do need some help in the wide areas, whether that be a traditional winger or a wing back. I've got you covered. The reports suggest Isaiah Jones is looking for a move away from Middlesbrough this January, and I reckon Derby wouldn't be a bad fit whatsoever. Offensively, he's an exciting, dynamic wide player known for his blistering pace, powerful dribbling ability, and creativity too. In fact, last season, he created 40 chances in the Championship. Like I mentioned earlier, he's also comfortable playing as a wing back. So if Paul wants to revert to that back three with those wing backs that we've seen him play numerous times for Derby, Jones also fits the bill there too. That's I'm putting forward for Derby. I'm raiding Peterborough again for my Stoke suggestion. Malik Mothersill is the player I'm putting forward. Stoke are on the hunt for some more options in the final third, and with Mothersill getting a taste of so many different elements. The one that stands out, though, is versatility. He can play on either flank and through the middle. Two parts of the pitch at Stoke could really do with strengthening this January. The quick and athletic attacker has already racked up 10 goal involvements in League One this season, whilst also sitting in the top 4% for successful dribbles compared to all wingers in the league below. Swansea are yet another club on the hunt for a striker this January, and I'm putting forward Joe Taylor from Luton Town. His two spells in both League 2 and League 1 last season were absolutely electric. In a struggling Colchester side, he scored 11 goals in just 25 games. As for Lincoln, he racked up 10 goals and 3 assists in just 19 games, accumulating a goal conversion rate of 21% in League 1. His speed in behind would add a totally different threat to Swansea's attack, and with him struggling for game time at Luton, I think he'll be desperate for a move away. I can see it for some reason. I can really see Swansea picking up Joe Taylor this January. Sheffield Wednesday could do with some extra stardust, some more unpredictable talent. Look no further than Callum Ulasesi. He would be some coup this January. Now, when I say this lad is highly rated at Tottenham, I don't think I can quite explain it. The advanced central midfielder has been on fire in Premier League 2 this season. In just 9 games, he's accumulated 4 goals and proven to be Zone 14's worst nightmare. His delicate work in the half space is second to none. Positioning and vision in the final third is frightening for such a young player. If any Championship club can get this loan deal done, they could be in for a treat. Danny Roll, Sheffield Wednesday, I'm looking at you. Before we move to our next club, I've got to tell you this video is sponsored by Wooden Ground. Take a look at some of these brilliant pieces of art, handmade, on the screen right now, and you can get a brilliant discount in January, 10% off using the code JWARD10 at checkout. I've got one just down here on the screen to my left. I've also got this brilliant map form as well that looks absolutely stunning, and you can get your club's map or stadium, majority of them available on the Wooden Ground website, and you can get 10% off using the code JWARD10 at checkout. Anyway, let's move on to the next club. Manchester United are looking to loan out Harry Amas this January, and I think Bristol City should be all over a potential deal for the attacking left-back. After a fantastic pre-season in the summer, Amas was actually tipped to make some Premier League appearances this season, but a difficult change in regime at Manchester United has prevented this, But a loan move to Championship really should be considered. In possession, he's brilliant. He loves crossing the ball, and quite honestly, his general technical ability is another level for a 17-year-old kid. His intelligence defensively is absolutely fine and will only get better with increased exposure to first-team football. Bristol City, get it done. Like most clubs in January, Millwall would not turn down an informed striker, and that's why I'm putting forward Wycombe's Richard Kone. The physical penalty box striker has been in tremendous form in League One, scoring 12 goals in just 16 starts, racking up a very impressive 26% conversion rate. Physically, Kone's style isn't about technical footwork or breathtaking flair, but instead focuses on powerful aggression and an ability to disrupt opposition defences with a quite direct and forceful running style about it. The dominant forward is a proper duel winner too. In fact, this season, he sits in the top 5% for duels won in comparison to all number 9s in the league. Below it is one back possession in the final third on 12 occasions. Millwall need goals. They like a specific type of striker. I think Kone ticks both boxes. It was only a matter of time before Louis Barry's name was going to be mentioned in this video, and I've gone with Norwich. Now, the reason for Norwich is because there's a chance they could struggle to keep hold of their current left winger, and they might need a suitable replacement, an in-form replacement too. Now, Borja Signs has been immense during the first half of the season, and as expected, is being linked to a move away, and this is where Louis Barry comes in. For Stockport this season, Barry has been unstoppable. In just 21 starts, he's racked up 15 goals and 3 assists, completing the highest number of successful dribbles and touches inside the opposition box compared to all other League One wingers and midfielders. Since then, he's been recalled by Aston Villa as they look to send him back out on loan, this time to the Championship, where, let's be honest, every single football club would take him in a heartbeat. But if Sainz leaves, I think he could be the perfect replacement and a great fit for Norwich City. Blackburn are looking for some wide reinforcements this January, and I reckon I found them just the guy. Tyreek George on loan from Chelsea. Now, only recently George was promoted to the first team at Chelsea, but I think there's still a feeling a first professional loan could be beneficial for all parties involved. The tricky direct winger has shown glimpses of joy in the Conference League this season after he actually began his career in West London at the age of 8. In 34 under 18 Premier League appearances, he's racked up 21 goal involvements, earning him 30 caps across 40 separate youth age groups for England's national team. Now, the future is bright for Tyreek George, no doubt. I've just mentioned some of those accolades, but I think a loan move to the top end of the Championship this winter would only benefit his development and add some unpredictable flair to this Blackburn side. Andy Irving's move to West Ham hasn't quite worked out yet, but I think he could come to life in the Championship and specifically at West Brom. Nicknamed the Portobello Perlo, Irving was on fire in the Austrian Bundesliga. The advanced number 8 racked up 9 goals and 4 assists in his last season abroad, earning him a move to England. In his cameo appearances for the Hammers, he's looked like a silky operator that always keeps the ball ticking. In fact, in 77 minutes of Premier League football he's made this season, he managed a 95 pass accuracy. In a West Brom side that even without Carlos Corberán wants control, Irving would be a perfect creative but also goal-scoring midfielder. At 24, he's being wasted at West Ham, and I think a Championship club should be alert to that. West Brom, go and get a manager and then go and get Andy Irving. This could be slightly over-ambitious for Watford, but they're doing well in the Championship, and this lad is crying out for regular football again. His name, Tyler Morton. After a brilliant loan spell at Hull last season, Liverpool decided to keep him for first-team duties, but with only one Premier League start to his name so far, his qualities just simply demand weekly football. Last season for Hull, he racked up 8 goal involvements from central midfield and racked up 46 chances for his teammates. At 22, there's been talk of a permanent move abroad, but if Liverpool genuinely do see a future for him, a temporary loan move to the second tier again could well be on the cards. Middlesbrough could do with some wide reinforcements this January, especially if Ben Doak is recalled. That's why I'm heading to Sweden and putting forward Tobias Galaxy. 21-year-old has been on fire in the Swedish top flight, known for his elegant dribbling ability, close touch control and deadly output. He's showing all the attributes to light up the Championship straight away. So far this season, the Norwegian has 11 goal involvements to his name and sits in the top 7% for chances created in the league. During research, I also noticed his defensive numbers are just as impressive. He sits in the top 8% for duels won compared to all wide players in the league, has racked up 95 recoveries in just 22 starts. Now, he might not be the cheapest option, but he could be one of the most impactful. Sunderland are said to be looking at bringing in a winger this winter, and I'm suggesting they look at Christopher Bonsubar, a 20-year-old currently playing for Genk in Belgium. The young dynamic talent, originally from Ghana, is known for his pace, dribbling ability and versatility in attack. For Genk so far this season, he's racked up 5 goal involvements in 12 starts, completed 27 dribbles, as one of the most fouls for a winger in Belgium. We know Sunderland like recruiting young talents from Europe, so this deal does fit that bill perfectly. Sunderland, make it happen. Leeds United are looking for another attacking midfield option this January, and I'm really struggling to find better than Emi Buendia. We know the Argentine played a crucial role for Daniel Farke at Norwich. In fact, during his time for the Canaries, he accumulated 65 goal involvements in just 121 games. His move to Aston Villa has been heavily interrupted by injuries, and now it seems he's able to make a move. The devastating playmaker is known for his technical brilliance, creativity, and deadly final third output. If he regains the form we saw him last show in the second tier, this move could really be the difference between a top 6 finish and a comfortable place in the automatic promotion places. A clinical out-and-out striker could be the difference for Burnley, and that's why I'm suggesting they sign and Matthias Vistgarden. The centre-forward is currently playing for Brøndby in the Danish top flight, and in just 12 starts has racked up 10 goals and 4 assists. The bloke is on fire. The 22-year-old is more than just a big, powerful striker. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet, and is actually really quite good at dribbling effectively. It might not be flashy, but it does work and allows him to navigate tight situations and work his way into goal-scoring positions often. The all-round striker will be perfect for Burnley, not just now in the Championship, but also for their potential return to the Premier League. He's got growth, development, potential. He's really exciting. With injuries to multiple strikers, it's no secret Sheffield United are looking to reinforce this department this January, and I really like the Tom Cannon rumours. It might not be original, but I'll tell you exactly why he should be on the list. The big one is already scoring goals at this level for a side with far less quality, to be honest, brutally, than Sheffield United. In 20 Championship starts, he scored 9 goals, outscoring his XG by nearly 1. In battle, his duel numbers are really impressive in comparison to every striker at this level. Sits in the top 5% for aerial duels 1 and total duels 1-2. Currently on loan from Leicester, he would need to be recalled initially, but if he does, there's a really exciting opportunity here for a Championship club. I think Sheffield United would be the best fit.